All right, welcome to the last Big Ten East season preview. I've kind of fallen behind on these, and college football's starting up fast. So I'm gonna have to do 3 day, 4 day. I keep forgetting and getting busy with other stuff. I'm really sorry. I'm gonna try to do better uh, to get more of these out if you guys want them. So hold on. Yeah. They're doing decent in the view category. So anyway, enough about that. Let's do Ohio State. So Ohio State, I think, has a lot to prove this year because they are no longer the top dog in the Big Ten. Like it or not, they're not. I mean, Michigan is the team to beat. In the Big Ten, Ohio State hasn't done that the last 2 years, and now they lost C.J. Stroud. So they're the new quarterback is going to be Kyle McCord. He is a junior who has gotten not much playing time. He's pretty much only gotten playing time in blowouts, so he's definitely going to be new to the starting pressures of the Big Ten. They still have a good defense as usual. Secondary, I don't know. Their secondary has been kind of iffy the last few years. Their D line's always really good. You know that you're always going to have a good front seven with Ohio State, but their secondary has been pretty suspect. Last year when Michigan was running the ball down everyone's throat, Ohio State basically committed everyone to the run and just said beat us over the top, and that's what Michigan did. Because Ohio State's DBs just couldn't keep up. But they're still going to be a pretty good team. They still have Marvin Harrison Jr. They have that Ibuka dude. He's pretty good. And their running back, Henderson. He's really good too. So let's predict some games. First game on the road at my Indiana Hoosiers. I will be at this game, of course. Gotta be at this game. I as much as I would want Indiana to win, I don't think it's gonna happen. Should be Ohio State pretty easily. Next, we got Youngstown State from Youngstown, Ohio. Ohio State actually hasn't lost a game to an Ohio school in like 50-something years. I wish they would have played Cincinnati the year Cincinnati made the playoff because Cincinnati would have beat them because Ohio State wasn't that good that year, and Cincinnati was one of the best teams in football. Western Kentucky at home should be a win. Now, here's where the schedule gets interesting. At Notre Dame. I have been one of the most notorious Notre Dame haters out there. I actually don't think Notre Dame will be that bad this year. I think Notre Dame is going to have a pretty good team because they started the year off terribly last year under new head coach Marcus Freeman. They, of course, lost to Ohio State. They lost to They lost to the aforementioned Ohio State, and then they lost to Marshall, which was just an embarrassing, pitiful loss. But then after that, they turned it around. Like, I know they weren't playing the best teams out there, but they turned it around. I think they finished like 8 after starting 0-2. I think they finished like 8-4. I think their only other loss was like to USC. I think. And that was with a quarterback situation that they didn't even. I don't even remember. They had Tyler Buckner start for the latter half for the start of the year, and then they switch it. They're gonna have Wake Forest transfer Sam Hartman, who through points of last year was dazzling for Wake Forest. That guy is a stud. He can play, and this is gonna be the first true. I guess Indiana. Are we calling Indiana a true road test? In terms of like atmosphere, yeah, it will be. It's the first game of the year. It's going to be packed. But in terms of like packed and talent on the field, that's what you're going to get from Notre Dame. And I don't even really believe. I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm going to give Ohio State a loss here. I think that Notre Dame will get them. I don't think this Ohio State team is all they're cut out to be in terms of Ohio State standards. Ohio State standards are like going 11-1, 12-0 every year. They're definitely gonna regress a little bit. So I think Notre Dame will win. That's just my brutal, humble, honest opinion. I think Notre Dame will beat them because Sam Hartman is that guy. I do think they pick up a win at home against Maryland. I think they pick up a win at Purdue. I know they did lose to Purdue the last time they played at Purdue. In fact, they got smashed. Um, Ohio State has a bad time whenever they play Big Ten West teams on the road, but I think they'll get this one done. What's it called? Yeah. Also, Ohio State's also used to playing like 8 home games a year. It's even 6-6 for home and road games for them. So something to think about. Home against Penn State. This is their biggest home game of the year, most likely, and I do think they will show out for a win. I do think they will end up beating Penn State at Wisconsin. I think every year Wisconsin's overrated. Like, when has Wisconsin ever lived up to the hype they have in the preseason? What are they in the coaches poll? They're 21 in the coaches poll. Yeah, I mean, it is a road game for Ohio State. I think they come out on top, though. Historically, Wisconsin has had a rough time whenever they play. Even that year they went undefeated and made the Big Ten title, they still lost to Ohio State. That's just a team that Wisconsin can't beat. You know what I'm talking about? At Rutgers should be a win. Michigan State's not that good. That should be a win. Minnesota should be a pretty decent team, but it is a home game, so I do think Ohio State will win. That brings us to the last game of the year. The one that everyone looks to at the start of the schedule when these two teams come out. Ohio State, Michigan. Like I said, Michigan's the team to beat in the Big Ten, and this is a road game. So it is going to be tough for Ohio State to win. However, this is a game where, Ohio State will get up for it. You got to. And they'd be sitting at 10-1. This game's probably going to, like most years, decide the Big Ten East. I don't think Ohio State's going to do it. Michigan, I think, will be better this year than last. And I think Ohio State will be worse this year than last. I expect a similar result. Oh shit! I put the wrong thing there. My bad. I think this is going to be a loss. I got a hard time wrapping my head around the fact that Ohio State's going to win this game. But maybe they'll rise to the occasion because they've lost to them now 2 years in a row. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like this might be a worst case scenario for Ohio State. I don't think they get worse than 10-2. But yeah, a 2-loss regular season for Ohio State. That sounds weird to say, but ultimately I think that's where we're going to be sitting at. I think that Notre Dame game is going to be a really tough game. I really think it will be. Because that's going to be a really big test for a new starting quarterback in Cal McCord. I know he's got weapons, but Notre Dame, I think Notre Dame might shock some people this year. I think they will be better than most people think. Because they were actually pretty good the latter half of the year, and Sam Hartman is a guy. But other than that, I think it'll be a pretty. I don't know if you'd call this a successful season by Ohio State standards. I don't know if you would. 10-2 would be a miracle year for IU, but 10-2 for Ohio State, would you be happy with that if you're in Ohio? I bet you most Ohio State fans would not be happy with a 10-2 season. We'll see, though. Anyway, so what I got planned for the Buckeyes. I guess I'll see you for the Big Ten West. I'll start recording some today. It's raining outside. All right, love y'all.